Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Tech Gamers World. In this video, I'm going to show you my THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick and T.FLIGHT rudder pedals configuration for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. So let's get started. So here I've got Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This is being played on a Microsoft Xbox Series X. What you're about to see here applies to both the Microsoft Xbox and Microsoft Windows PC versions of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now, very important thing to note, for the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick to work with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, the game must be fully installed. As of May 2026, Microsoft Cloud Gaming is not supported for use with any flight sticks, so the game must be fully installed. So let's get to it. So I've got my THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick connected to the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT rudder pedals via the proprietary cable. I've got my flight stick connected to my Microsoft Xbox via the USB cable. And because this is being played on a Microsoft Xbox, I have the THRUSTMASTER switch set to Xbox. If you were doing this on a PC, you want to make sure the switch is set for PC. And you have the THRUSTMASTER drivers installed on Microsoft Windows 11. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's go ahead and go up into settings. Now I'm going to show you my THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick controls for both fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters. So let's go ahead and go over to controls. Now because I mainly fly in fixed-wing aircraft, I would say probably 90% of the time, that's typically what my controls are defaulted to. So I've got my aircraft here set for one of my favorite airplanes, the Airbus A320neo. And now you will see here a couple of things. You see your devices list. You see your controller. So this is a Microsoft Xbox Series X controller. If you were doing this on a PC, you would see keyboard, mouse, of course. Now we know that the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 is properly connected to the Microsoft Xbox because we see it show up in the devices list. Now if you're doing this on a PC and you do not see the T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 showing up in the devices list, again, make sure that the switch is set for PC and you've got the THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 drivers installed and the latest version of the firmware. Always use general release version, of course. So now that we've got it all connected up here, let's go down and show you the first thing that I recommend you do. I always recommend when you're using a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 or any flight stick for that matter, you create a brand new profile. So here you can see I've got my T.FLIGHT HOTAS airplane profile. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the bindings. Now I could go through every single uh, available binding in all the different categories such as radio, flight control surfaces, lights, instruments. It would take forever. So I'm going to show you the quick and easy way. If you navigate over to all and go to assigned, now you will see all of the assigned bindings for my THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick. And I'll go through them here quickly for you so that you can see, and you could feel free to screenshot this and use it to set up all of your bindings. You literally just go top to bottom, go through every single one, set the bindings manually. That ensures that you get the bindings you want and it's set up. And then, of course, when you're done, save your profile. So here we have the bindings for the fixed wing aircraft. We have the elevator trim, we have the flaps, we have the rudder access, the aileron access, the elevator access. These are, of course, the most important bindings. They're what make you be able to control your airplane. We have landing gear, throttle access. I'm going to show you something here with the throttle access. As of May 2026, if you are using a THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, you need to invert the throttle access to get it to work properly. So I'm going to show you that here. So go ahead and go over to the settings little wheel cog here and go ahead and click on it. Now you'll see here that I have set invert access set here. This is because if it's not set, when you move this forward, it will not register. And I'll show you that here. You see, it's now reversed. We don't want that. So basically, when it's down, that's full throttle. That's not right. You want to set invert access. So when the throttle is down, that's 0. When you raise it up, that's 100%. I don't know why it's like this with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This was never a thing in the 2020 version of the game. They still have not fixed it. So make sure that your axis is inverted for the throttle. That is the only one you really have to do that to for fixed wing aircraft. So I've got toggle throttle reverse thrust, that is bound to a button. Afterburner, brakes, cockpit quick view, that is the POV hat here. Same thing for the external quick view using the POV hat. Toggle smart camera, that is to lock onto things like say you're flying in New York City in the Empire State Building, you want to lock onto it as you fly by. You can just squeeze the toggle there for F1, which is the joystick button here, and will lock on to that building. Toggle cockpit external view mode, that is basically switch in and out of cockpit external view mode. And those are my T.Flight HOTAS 1 bindings for fixed wing aircraft. All pretty straightforward here. Go ahead again, like I said, definitely go through these manually and set them all. You can search for the ones that you want. So if you want to search for flaps, you can search for decrease flaps. Now you need to be very specific here. Of course, if you're looking for a certain one, decrease flaps, there it is. So you can literally go through one by one, set your configurations, and that will ensure accuracy when you are playing. And then, of course, when you're done here, go ahead over and, of course, save your profile. So you can also choose to duplicate your profile, rename your profile, apply to all airplanes, etc. Always make sure that you save your profile because you don't want to have to redo it. Now let's go ahead and show you helicopters. So same basic principle, we're going to change aircraft here and navigate to a helicopter. So we're going to do the Cabri G2 here. So we save it. Now as you can see, the aircraft has now switched to a helicopter and the principle is the same. If you go down here, I have a T.Flight HOTAS helicopter profile already created. And I'm going to go ahead here and show you the bindings for that. So here is all of my assigned bindings. We have our toggle autopilot. We have autopilot nav one hold, very important. Autopilot is a lifesaver when you're flying in helicopters. Toggle landing gear if your helicopter has it. Cockpit quick views, external quick views. We have instrument views, pilot position, cameras. We have the collective axis, which is the throttle, essentially. Toggle rotor brake, cockpit external view mode, governor switch, obviously decrease rotor lateral trim, increase rotor lateral trim, longitudinal trim. This is all how you move and in your helicopter. Cyclic lateral axis, longitudinal axis, tail rotor axis. I recommend you go through all of these things here and set them one by one. It does take a while, and again, you will get that consistency you're looking for with your helicopters. So that's it. These are our configurations for both fixed wing aircraft and helicopters. Just going through each one here so you can again record and screenshot as you need. I'll go down through the list again. This will allow you to pause at any time to get the binding that you need. And there we go. So that's it. As you can see here, quickly and easily showed you how to configure your THRUSTMASTER T.FLIGHT HOTAS 1 flight stick and T.FLIGHT rudder pedals for use with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and as always, if you need any help configuring the bindings, definitely drop a comment down below and I will do my best to help you out. If you can click that like button, follow, subscribe to me here at Tech Gamers World, that would be totally awesome. And I will see everybody around. Keep on gaming.